everyone, and what is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Ecom Genius Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Funderburk, the founder of Instant Scale Media, and as you guys know, I am dedicated to bringing in people of power and taking their genius and bringing it to you. And today's guest is going to do just that. I have the incredible Miss Ashley Reynolds in the house, and
Hi, guys.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, Jeremy. I just want to give it back to you, and thank you so much for all the knowledge that you provide all your followers, and you being able to have this amazing platform to be able to bring people on and being able to share those knowledge and all the information with everyone. So kudos to you. Appreciate that. And appreciate you having me on today.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to have you. And for my viewers, you guys know me. I don't like to jump into any fluff. I like to get straight into it. So I just want you to start off by just giving us a rundown of your background. Like, how did you get to this journey? Like, were you always the entrepreneur as a kid? Or like, how did all this come about? What's your backstory?
So actually, I was a teacher before COVID. And before that, I worked in the medical field. I knew I always wanted to work with kids, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I was in the medical field for a very long time, and that was just a more sad setting for the kids. So I wanted to do something and work with them in a happier setting. So a friend suggested that I try teaching. And I was like, wait, what? Who wants to be a teacher? Like, hold up. Like, I'm making good money right now. So I tried it out and I was like, hold on, I actually kind of like this. So then I did it for a little longer and found like the age group that I liked, which is preschool. And I was like, okay, this is for me. So fast forward, COVID happened. The school that I was working at is still closed. So I had to make my business. I have a couple businesses, but my art business I've been doing for the longest. So I had to make that my full time since I wasn't teaching anymore. And then add on a couple more streams of income. 7 streams is what I'm shooting for, higher if I can get that. And I've always been that entrepreneurial spirit. So I'm always open and willing to hearing what people have to say, learning, being a student, taking knowledge for whoever's willing to give it, and just trying to stay open for whatever opportunity is coming my way. So yeah, I just want to shout out to all the entrepreneurs. Stick in there, hang in there, and just be open, because you never know what you're going to find. My latest journey that I've been doing is financial literacy coach. Now with that, it gives me the opportunity to help families build wealth, teach them how to educate themselves about their wealth, how to spend their credit cards, what their car loans need to be at, what do they need if they're trying to get a mortgage, how to pay off their student loans. Just finance education in general is what we do as a financial literacy coach, and making sure that we are helping families stay and get to that 100 credit score club, because everybody wants to be there 800 all the way. So yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So I think we're going to be able to get some super cool things, maybe some controversial things, which I know people love.
Okay.
So I kind of probably want to start there, and just because we both know the importance of that credit score.
We do, yes.
We know the importance of credit. So I want to hear your thoughts on debt and people using debt.
Using debt or being in debt?
Both.
Both, okay. So most of the clients that I run into that need the services or are looking for the services are people that have not been using their credit cards correctly. They've went to rent a center and bought furniture and then never ended up paying for it. Or I know someone that had a car that they bought that they couldn't have afforded and got repoed, or someone that signed up to be in a home that they knew they couldn't pay for. So just different financial situations, or people that have financial situations that weren't in their control. Someone totaling your car. So now you have no car, but you still have to pay for that loan that you have, you know? So, or you getting hacked and it being identity theft, and someone signed up for 12 credit cards in your name. And now you have to figure out how to get your identity back, call the companies, let them know it wasn't you that spent $80,000 or whatever the case may have been. So just in any of those situations, debt being what something you've brought upon yourself or what the universe has brought to you, whatever those situations are, we just educate that client on how not to get back into that situation. And it's very important for clients to know that with a lot of your debt, depending on what the debt is, and you're using the credit services, most of that stuff you're not going to have to pay for when you send in your letters. Most of that stuff, when you're sending in those dispute letters, you can get most of that stuff off of your credit report without having to pay for it. And what I like about the company that we use, we do it with the Fair Crediting Reporting Act. So everything we're doing is legal. So whatever we take off your report is going to stay off your report. A lot of the other companies that do the same thing that we do, they're not using that Fair Credit Reporting Act. So it's not legally being taken off your report. So yes, they may have gotten it off. Yes, it may have stayed off for 60 days, 30 days, 90 days, whatever that case may have been. But then a year later, you look back and it has popped back on there. And that's because they didn't do it correctly. So making sure that you're with a company that's going to take the things off your report that you need, get you where you need to do, and make sure that they're legally doing it so that it stays off of your report. And educating them on the importance of not having debt. Some people that I have come in contact with don't know that it is important to not have debt, or they have the debt and they're just like, it'll disappear. It'll go away. And I'm like, but how? It's not just going to magically disappear just because you are like ignoring the problem. You know what I mean? So you got to put some kind of action into the situation to see how you're going to move forward with it, basically. So just educating them on those simple things, because most of the people that you come in contact with, I'm sure with your business too, is just because they don't know any better. Mm-hmm. And they haven't been taught. No one has told them. They haven't done any personal research. YouTube University, woo woo. I like them a lot. I learned a lot of stuff from them. So, but yeah, like, because not everyone's going to want to spend an hour on YouTube University learning about something. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't have that mindset of like, let me educate myself a little bit more on this thing that I want to do so that I have the knowledge to help others. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's tricky. It is for sure.
Yeah. And I love it because like when it comes to debt, like my mindset is so strong and secure on how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But it's because I know there's two sides of the spectrum. You got the people who like don't use debt. You got the all debt is bad debt. And then I'm the side of, if you want me to use consumer debt, it's not happening. Like I ain't got no mortgage on my house. I ain't never had no car payment. I was like 10 cars me and my wife have had, or however many it is. Like when we buy our dream house, we're paying cash. Like I do not like, but assets and liabilities, anything that puts money in my pocket, like business, I'll throw that into a business because I know it's going to come back. How do you feel about that?
So I honestly, I like that mindset as well, because in business or having businesses, multiple businesses, you don't really want to use your consumer credit, which is your personal credit. You want to make sure that you're using business credit for everything if you can get it that way. That's the best way to do anything, because since COVID being happening or my school being closing, since I'm using my home for basically I run all my businesses out of there now. instead of purchasing a space. So now I have my house as a tax write-off. You can get your the IRS to pay for your home if, what is it? I think it's 20, if you use 25% of your home for a business or your business, whatever it may be, then you can write it off as a tax write-off and have IRS pay your mortgage. So just knowing those tricks, those trades, if it's a person that does car rentals, you could start a whole fleet of services like Verbo or any of those things like that, where you can rent a car and put it under your business credit. You want to be using like just business credit for any of your items because it's just better that way in general. So I do agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
I love it. And I love that you're talking about the tax write. Like these are things that I get so passionate about. Even though I look like I'm 12 years old and I should know anything about this stuff. But now, because I like you talk about using the house, because like we have 2 home offices.
Yeah.
But then like we're doing meetings at our house every Tuesday. And I'm like, we can rent portions of the house out to the business and pay
your mortgage that way. Yep.
So like, yeah, I just pay myself to rent for myself for business purposes. And then like so I used to box, and my boxing coach is Jim's the Pillar of Truth. And he also has a car business.
Oh, nice.
And so he sells cars, and he pays a ridiculous amount to get the cars towed and moved to places. Okay. And which is a tax write-off to Teapot Towing, the Pillar of Truth Towing, because he's the one that's handling out the towing. So he has this towing company that's getting paid by his dealership and becoming a write-off for the dealership.
Nice. That's really smart. Yeah. Definitely. That's a great idea, because he's getting a piece of everything at that point, for sure. Yes.
Everything.
Yes. So, yeah. And not just your home, like you can tax write off anything. Like we had a business trip to Iowa last month and we drove. So we tracked our miles. We kept our food stuff that we did, anything that we purchased out there, because you can write all that stuff off. So having like, and with our company, they offer like an app that helps us track everything too. So, and it helps you when it's time to file taxes. So if your company doesn't offer something like that, then you can personally do it yourself. It's not hard. It's just keeping track of what you're doing. There's apps that you can use to separate your miles, where you can put work or personal or business or personal, whatever it is, and upload your receipt for whatever you're purchasing for the business. So there's ways to do it if your company doesn't offer it. You just have to do a little research, but that's the best way to do it. Because then if you're doing it that way, then it's almost like you're literally not paying for anything. So, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's cool because like there's so many creative, like my senior mentor does a cruise every single year. And we had meetings the whole time on the cruise. So the cruise is like it's a business write-off, because we do the cruise for the meetings. And
so when you guys go for the see, that's smart. Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like literally anything you can write off. Yes, I love it.
We go to a lot of like high-end luxury hotels and rent out conference centers there, and like that whole luxury experience, write it off.
Nice. See, and then it's like almost like it makes it more fun, even though it's work. You're like, I have to pay for this. Oh my goodness. Like, this is so much better. Like, just knowing that you're setting yourself up is like amazing. Yes.
It's just so cool. One of my buddies who I never even thought about it, because he was 21 at the time. I think he's 22 now. He's just ridiculous. He's like, me looking up to people that's younger than me just blows my mind. But he stayed at this $2 million mansion, Airbnb, for a week. And it's just nice. And he's like, yeah, we're going to have a mastermind here. So I met him at that mastermind. But it was like $5,000 or whatever for him to Airbnb it for the week. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be a business write-off. We're staying at this nice mansion, but this is where we're holding the mastermind.
Right.
They just wrote it off.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I love like that everyone is getting like hip to that knowledge to do that because it's really the best way to go.
Mm. It's, it's so cool. So I want to hear from you. A lot of these people listening, they're entrepreneurs, whether they're established or just getting to that space.
Okay.
From a financial standpoint, how do you think they should be preparing themselves?
So
Or
I
even
can
better yet, I want to phrase it like this.
okay.
Take it. I'm a brand new entrepreneur. And I'm
Okay.
saying, all right, Miss Reynolds, I'm trying to get my entrepreneurial journey started. How
Uh-huh.
do I get started? You walk me through this process of like, if I'm working with you, what
Okay.
will that look like?
So first I'm going to do a check-in on your mindset because if your mindset is not right, if your mindset is not where it needs to be, if your habits are not where they need to be,
Mm.
then no matter what your goal is, you're not going to be able to reach it, period. So starting off with that. So I will probably do that check-in, see where you're at, and then go in, whether that is to send you a couple of podcasts. I know you like those, to help build your mindset or change your thinking or put you in a better headspace to be able to take that step or the journey that you're embarking on to make sure that you're actually ready for what's about to happen. Because if you don't change that first and then you start your journey, then you might have just messed up something that could have been great for you because you weren't ready. And if you're not ready, then nothing's going to happen for you, no matter what you start with. So that first. And then what I do for like other streams, new streams of income that I look for. First, I look at what I need to start. So, what knowledge do I need to start? What finances do I need to start? What items, physical items, if it's things like that, that I need to start and see if that is going to be a good fit for what I'm doing now. So, some entrepreneurs, they're still working. Like an actual job, and some aren't. So some might have that extra income to throw to that new venue to get those items or get those machines or get those things that they might need to do the different venture. And then some may not. So then that means you have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, I have this business that's making cash flow for me now. What more a month do I need to do to make on top of what I'm making already so that I can start this business venture?
Mm.
Or can I use my my business number, my EIN number, to open up something else to give me a credit line to pay for these 2 ventures or 3 ventures or whatever? And then when I start making money with those ones, put that back into that. You know what I'm saying? So just figuring out what exactly you need ahead of time to even embark on the journey and stay in it too, because sometimes depending on what your business venture is, that might not be the first purchase that you need to make. It might not be the first financial payout that you might need to do to keep that business going, depending on what it is. And then third, I would say just being positive, always having a very upbeat, positive, uplifting spirit, making sure that you're not getting discouraged, surrounding yourself by people that are where you want to be. Because if you are, what is the saying? If you're hanging out with 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th one. And if you're hanging out with 10 millionaires, you'll be the 11th millionaire. So just making sure you're surrounding yourself with the correct people and actually doing what you need to do. If you know that you shouldn't be partying till midnight, then don't do that, because that's not going to help your business. Or if you know that your friends don't help you get things done, then you might need to let them go. They have your phone number. They can call you. They can text you. But getting that time of yours might not be something that is available for them right now, because you have goals. You have things that you're trying to achieve. So you actually being willing to put in that work and do the things that you need to do that are necessary to grow your business and build your business, then you're in the right space. But if you're on the business journey and you're hanging out and you're not putting in the hours that you need to do to build your business, and you're not making those 30 calls that you're supposed to make every day, or you're not doing the research paper that you're supposed to do, whatever the case may be of whatever it is for your business that you know you're not doing for your business, then you're doing yourself an injustice, because you're in this, but you're not in it. So how's your business going to be successful? And even if it's someone that's not in a business, if you're at a company and you're expecting a promotion, but you're not doing your job or the things that are included in your job, then you're not going to get that promotion. You just can't expect things to come to you just because you want them. You actually have to take those steps and put in action to get them and make sure that that's what it's going to be. So those three are definitely, I would say, most helpful, because if you are doing those three, then usually everything else will fall into place. So
I love it. That's cool. And you just said something that triggered something else. I wasn't even thinking about it before, because I'm the entrepreneur. That's just me. Me and my wife had a conversation with a friend the other day about how, like, I just can't be an employee. Like, I was just not made to be an employee.
Okay.
But the fact that you talked about, hey, even if you're not, starting a business and you're just working for one, talk about the importance of credit for that. Because I remember hearing about how, like, nowadays a lot of companies, they'll do a credit report on you before they hire you.
They do. This is true. Yes, this is true. So, and most people think that it's only like government and finances that do that, but a lot of companies in general are doing that. And it's not just companies, it's homes too. So if you're trying to purchase a house, if you're trying to even get apartments, some apartments are doing it now. Apartments, like, you're not even a house. I'm about to pay you this money and it's not even helping me. And you running my credit, like, are you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's crazy with the apartments, how they do things. Cause it's like, you're throwing money away every month. You're giving these people money that you're never going to see again. You're paying these stupid fees. Like, it's just, it's not what you should be doing. And everyone could be doing better if they get their situation better and not educate themselves so that they're not in that situation. But yeah, like, everyone is running that stuff these days. And you could be totally qualified for that position. You could have all the things on their checklist, but if they run that and you owe Rent-A-Center or errands or all these, because they can see all that stuff. They can see how many derogatory items you have on that report. They can see all those things. And depending on if it's a soft pull or a hard pull, they pulled your report and now your points just went down 40 points. For what? And you didn't even get the job. So now you down 40 points. You didn't get the job or the apartment. Like, come on now. Yeah, so it's crazy these days. So credit is, like, really, really important. Like, most places want you to at least have like a 7 or higher for you to be able to get any kind of anything that's gonna be good, period. So
that's crazy. I remember trying to, like, all right, I got built my credit. I remember applying for credit cards.
right.
All them entries dropped my score and I didn't get approved. I was like, hold up, you gonna deny me and my credit gonna get worse, and now I can't get approved for the next person.
You gonna deny me and my thing is going down? Yes. That's so funny that you said that too. I had a client that she was, I really need to get a car. I really need to get a car. And I'm like, but didn't you come to me to fix your credit? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, we can do this. We can get your credit situated, but you can't go out to 10 more lots this week and try to apply for anything, because if they denied you at those 2 that you've already been to, no, I think it was 4. She had been to like 4 already. So I was like, you can't, you got to stop. You got to stop. No more dealerships. Like, let's fix this first, and then we'll work on getting you the car. But if you keep going back and back and back and back, you're going to be back at a 300. And then like, that's like you barely just started, like you a kid in high school. Like, we don't want you at a 300. So let's like stop right here and let's, teach you what you need to do so we're not going backwards, and do it like that. Like, I know you need this, but you need to fix your credit first. Like, it's not, you can't do both. It's not hand in hand. Or you get those people that are like, I need my credit to go up in 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, you might want to call Jesus, because I can't help you with that. Like, Jesus works miracles. I mean, I could do some things, but miracles in 2 weeks for you to get a house with your credit, that's just not realistic. Like,
I can help you get your credit up in 2 weeks. Get a gun, go to the hood, shoot a couple people. Your street credit will go up, but that's about it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like, so just, and the giving people realistic expectations, because I think people a lot of the time do not have realistic expectations for things that need to be done, changed, situated, anything. They think like everything is supposed to be like immediate gratification. Yeah. And I had gone through that phase too before my entrepreneurial spirit of getting out of that mindset, but it's a conscious effort. You have to consciously be working on that all the time, or immediate gratification is going to always be your mindset, your focus. Like, it's not like there is very few things in the world that you are going to get immediate gratification from. So editing that mindset and just educating them that, this realistically is what it is. Like, this is the time frame. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to stop doing. And then maybe we can move forward. So just getting people in those habits, because they are habits. It's not even like, it is educating them too, but it's mostly habits, because it's things that we've been taught to do. It's things that you've seen done, and you don't know any better. So yeah.
It's crazy. And marketers they're just so, which sounds funny, me being a marketer, but we're good at what we do.
We do.
And then sales, like, I remember, which is cool because like I said, I'm not a consumer debt person, but before I got married, I remember getting my tux, and it was like $1,200 tux. And then they had a 50% off sale.
Okay.
Like, all right, I'll do that. Now I got the whole 1,200 set aside just for this.
Right.
So, and then it was like, you can get an additional 40% off if you get the credit card. So I was like, oh, that's how you get people.
Yep.
In my head, I was like, all right, I'll do that. Because if I use credit for consumer stuff, I treat it like a debit card. Like, I have the cash, use it and then pay it off immediately. Just like I did a debit card. But I was like, but I just think how many people fall victim to that. It's like, I can get how much off if I use a credit card?
It happens all the time. Like a good example of that is Target. They have crazy deals. If you sign up for their credit card, they give you like cash back. They give you gift cards. They give you so many, like, and if it's a place that you always shop at, you're going to be like, oh yeah, why not? I'm always here. I'll sign up for that. And they don't realize, like, when you just did that, they ran your credit. Like, so if you already have bad credit, or you're getting denied for those small items, then how do you think you're going to go and get a house or a car? Like, there's no way. Yeah.
It ain't. It's crazy. Oh, I just think about how people get so caught up.
Yes.
And it's crazy because now that you said, like, they give you gift cards and stuff, I'm like, that's so genius, because then you get a gift card and you keep going back shopping there
again and again. Yeah.
But you're not paying, most people aren't going to pay off what they bought on credit immediately.
Yes. So, and a lot of people don't know that too, like that's an option to keep your credit score like boosted up, like even with your credit cards. Like I tell my clients, there's 2 different ways to boost your credit higher with your credit cards or your secured card to pay it off, how you said, right after you spend it that same day, or to do the 2 payment method where you're paying it off before it's due. So you're doing it 2 weeks ahead of time, and then you're doing it like 4 days before it's due. So then it shows you made 2 payments for that month instead of 1 payment. So, just knowing those tricks to keep boosting up your report higher and higher, and having that knowledge, that helps people too. And then not letting the money sit, how you were saying, that they don't pay it off right away. They spend that $150, $200, and they're like, oh, I get paid on Friday, I'll just pay it off then. Or, oh, I don't have to pay the whole thing, I only got to pay $30. Oh, I'll pay that 30, then they get excited, like, oh, just $30. And you're like, no, pay all of it. Like, don't just pay the $30. Yes. So just educating them, like, if you're going to use this money, these are the 2 steps that you need to do. If you can't do either of these 2 steps, you probably shouldn't spend that amount. If it's not something that you can pay off that same day, or pay off in 2 payments before it's due with the 2 payment method, then you should not make the purchase. So because people think like how I was saying, free money. So they're like, oh, okay, I get paid in 2 weeks, I'll just pay it off, then it's fine, no worries. Like, no, you shouldn't do that. So them knowing that even though they have that item, that's not how you use it, or you're supposed to use it. So yeah.
It's crazy. I'm trying to remember, you said you guys help people with budgets too, right?
We do budgeting, we do savings. Our calculator is super awesome. So like, say you and the wife were going to go on like a second honeymoon or a vow renewal to Florida. Your trip costs $6,000. You put the $6,000 in the calculator, you would put how much time you have before you have to be there, and then how you want to pay into it. So like, say you had like $250 to pay into it right away, you would put that, and then you would put, I want to pay like a certain amount every 2 weeks or once a month until the trip. And then you calculate it. And then it totals everything up and tells you, hey, what you chose is the best way to do it, or it'll give you other options. So it'll say, hey, there's actually a faster way to be able to get that $6,000 before your trip if you do it this way or that way. And then you could pick which one works best for you. So it's really dope.
That's really cool. I think that's so key, because like, one, I think that's just awesome, because like I mentor a lot of people. I'm helping a lot of people with their budgets currently. And I just built out a whole spreadsheet in Excel. Actually, my mentor built it, and my wife and I took it, and we start plugging a bunch of formulas into it. Crazy people. But I was like, but it's just something already built. That would have been super helpful.
It is. I'm telling you, it is, because we use that same calculator for our savings part of it, and for our debt payoff part of it.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you have $50,000 in debt. You do the same thing. You put your $50,000 in there, you put in all the places you owe, and then it tells you how you can pay it off in 5 years instead of 30, or 2 years instead of 15. So it basically gives you a rundown with the calculator on what you need to do, how much you need to pay, what needs to be paid first, how you need to budget it to be able to get it done in that 2 years, all of that. So it's a really amazing tool, because you don't have to do anything. You just need to know, like, what is your debt? Okay, I know how much I owe. How long do I want to pay this? Okay, I don't want to pay it forever. What extra money do I have to actually pay into this? I know that. You put it in and press calculate. Like, it's so simple. It's very straight to the point, and it takes a lot of that guessing work that you were saying with the Excel spreadsheet. Oh, I have to make something now and figure it out. No, you don't have to do any of that. So it definitely makes it a lot easier. Yeah.
That's so cool. And I was going to say, I think one thing I learned from my mentor, well, 2 things. One, I think people don't do the payment that you said you do, like the 1 payment or the 2 payment on the credit card. It's just because they don't act. I'd imagine you'll probably agree, easily 80% of people don't have a budget. Easily.
Yes. Yep.
I would say,
or they know what's left over, but they still spend over their means.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, especially people I mentor, they're like, hey, you got a budget? Yeah, I got a budget. All right, let me see your budget. All right, I make $3,800 a month.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the budget? I make
Mm-hmm.
$3,800 a month. That ain't a budget. That's just how much money you make a month. It's like, you don't know
Oh,
where that
they
money's
think that
going.
their money is the budget?
Yeah, they think because they know how much money they make, that's a budget.
Oh,
But they don't know where their money's going.
okay.
Like I sat down with the guy last month and we're breaking it down. We're like, hey, go do your bank statements. And we got all these
Uh-huh.
categories trying to see where his money's going. I'm like,
Right.
bro, you make $2,000 a month and you spent $950 on food last month. I was like,
Just
we
on
just helped
food.
you
Oh
save
my
like $600 a
goodness.
month right there. Easy.
Yikes. Oh
But
my
it
goodness. He
was,
eating good. Where he going? To the
I know that's
steakhouse?
what
I
I was
want to
saying.
come.
I was like, bro, when I first got married, we were spending $400 a month for me and my wife both, like total for the whole month. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Now I'm willing to spend $125 a month on food.
On food.
But
Mm-hmm.
and I know shopping and like food is like people's biggest expense. That's where all
Biggest.
their money goes.
Yeah.
But I have a friend, she was like $57,000 in debt, something like that. And
Okay.
my mentor told me people don't pay off their debts because they don't have a vision of getting out of it. They think they're going to be
Mm,
stuck in it forever.
forever.
And then we just
Yes.
mapped it out through our spreadsheet. I'm like, if you just apply your money like this, debt snowball and everything, I'm like, you're 16 to 17 months away from being completely debt free.
Right.
She's like, really?
Yeah.
But before that, they're thinking like, I'm never going to get out this debt. That's $57,000.
Yep. They're like, oh, I think most people are in that woe is me, that, oh, I've gotten myself in this situation and I don't know if I can, I just don't know what to do. But they don't want to take that next step of, like I said, the YouTube University, doing that research, they don't want to take that time to watch most people don't even want to watch a 10-minute video. So, you know what I mean? YouTube University, usually it's longer than that. You're getting some that's like 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I did some credit, something I wanted to learn a couple weeks ago that was like 2.5 hours. So most people don't want to spend that extra time to give themselves that knowledge. And another thing is they want you to do it for them. That is the thing.
And that's where
Most
you come
people,
in.
yes, most people want you to do the stuff for them. Yeah. So,
Which is cool. And I'm all in favor. Like, hey, if it saves you time, because some people are just busy. So I'm like, all right, if it saves you time, pay the person the money. Let
yeah.
them do it.
Yes,
So
I
if you
agree.
guys are listening, pay her the money. Let her do it. But I know you've been able to build out digital products as well to go with the business.
Yeah, so everything can be purchased on all of our websites. So you don't actually have to be in contact with me or meet up with me or me handing you an actual service. So anyone, anywhere can sign up for any of the services online. So you can go on there, you can look at it yourself. Because some people don't want to have that like interaction with the person. They don't really want to meet you. They know what you do already because they've been following you. They just want to go on there and buy it. So you set everything up so that whenever that person is ready, whoever they may be, can just go in there, look for what they're looking for. Or some people want to just look and see what else you offer, and then they can go in and purchase on their own. Some people don't want to have any contact with you, basically. They know that you do this service. They want to see what else you offer. They want to see how else you can help them. They want to just go in and pay for it. So being able to have that readily available for the clients that don't want to have that interaction is really great too, because I make money in my sleep. So that's what we want to keep happening. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the best feeling, to wake up and you're like, I signed up 3 people. I didn't even sign up nobody yesterday. Like, oh, but they did. They went on there and they did it themselves. So having that available so that you're not always having to be that contact person for whatever the services that you offer is good too. Because a lot of people, they watch you. They watch you. They want to see what you're doing. They want to see if you're consistent. They want to see if you're really about whatever your business is that you're telling them. And then they're like, okay, I see, she's helping other people. Oh, she just helps somebody buy a car. Oh, that's a nice car. Oh, she helps somebody build a house. They're building their own house. Not like, when they start seeing those results of other people, then they're like, okay, let me go in here and like see what's going on. So yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I think once you find, was it Warren Buffett that said, if you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, you'll work until the day you die?
It is true. That is exactly what he said. Yes, it is.
I love it. That's
Yep.
what I love, the way the world is going with ecom and just being able to provide those digital solutions.
Yes.
It's just, it's priceless.
It is. It really is. Because you have to think about it. Like for that example I gave you about the 3 customers that just signed up that day. If I wouldn't have had that digital print readily and available and on all of my platforms, and they were ready to sign up at that moment, and they had to call me or message me at whatever time of night that would have been, I might have been asleep. So then I could have missed out on those 3 clients coming in and being able to benefit from the services, because I didn't have that digital print readily and available. And educating people on how to get those digital prints if they don't have money. That's another thing. If you are an entrepreneur and you don't have money for a lot of the services that are necessary for you to keep making money, you need to educate yourself, because there's lots of free services out here where you can have your digital print for all of the services that you offer for free. You don't have to pay for the pro version or the higher version, or whatever it is for that service. You can get it for free and still be able to make money. So educating yourself on what you actually can get for free so that you can have a digital print too until you're able to pay for those services for your business.
This is
Yeah.
always hacks. I was telling her, right, because we use I like for people to use ClickFunnels to build their landing pages and
Mm-hmm.
their funnels, and it's like $100 a month for the basic, but you
Yep.
get a 2-week free trial. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell people, sign up for the 2-week free trial. You get 14 days free. On that 13th day, go to cancel. And when you go to cancel, for the reason, choose it's too expensive. And it's instantly going to take you to a page and say, all right, well, you can get this for 3 months for only $37 a month.
Okay. See, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's a good tip. Yes. Everyone should do that.
It's like, that's what I did. I was like, I don't know if I got this when I was getting started off. I was like, hold up. I went to cancel. I say $37 a month. And I was like, nah. And I was just clicking through. And then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? That probably would have been a good idea. Let me see if that works again. So I did another free trial under a different email.
Right.
And tried it and it worked. And I say, oh yeah, I'm telling everybody about this.
Right. See, the thing too is when you're an entrepreneur, not letting those kinds of things discourage you, because that person may have went on there and were like, oh, this is good. This will help me with my business. But dang, it costs $100. I don't have $100. So then they get discouraged, like, oh man, now I can't even use this. And they shouldn't get discouraged or be in that mindset, because there's ways to get around it. Like you just said, there's tricks, there's tips. If you have the right people around you, the right people that are building with you, you're going to learn those tricks and tips with the mindsets of others. So it's good to have the right people around you when you're building your business.
Absolutely. I'm full agreement of that. And for the sake of time, I do want to just be able to open up the floor to you and just say, the floor is all yours. Let people know where they can find you, promote whatever you want to promote, let them know what you got going on. The floor is all yours.
Awesome. So again, my name is Ashley Reynolds. I'm a financial literacy coach. My platform for the business is EssexConsultingPlus. So you can either look me up as Ashley Reynolds or EssexConsultingPlus. I help families build generational wealth. I help with education on finances. If you are rebuilding your credit, we help remove all items with our Fair Crediting Act. So everything is legally removed off your report. So you don't have to worry about items coming back or things popping up at a later date. Everything is permanently removed. Or if you're just starting out with credit, if you don't know where to start, if you're just rebuilding, if you want to help your nephew or your child build their future so that they're successful when it's time for them to venture out. If you're a person that wants to buy a home or isn't sure how to save or budget or where to begin, if you have student loans and you're about to finish school and you're trying to figure out how you're going to get those situated, we have student loan forgiveness programs. We do will and trust, power of attorney. We also offer secured credit cards, which are great for people building credit, rebuilding credit. And what I love about ours is you don't need a social security number. So for people that are foreign, I have a lot of friends that are not from the United States. So I love when I'm able to help them out or their parents out when they get here and help them to build credit while they're waiting to take their citizenship tests, so that they have a platform to step on when it's time for them to go out there and they're officially US citizens. So that is amazing. Lots of people need and want those services, because why would you want to pay taxes but you don't have any credit? Like, it doesn't make sense. So it's a great platform for that. And we help our youth. This is like the most amazing thing, because as a child, I was not taught credit. Jeremy wasn't either. So it's just good to teach our youth. We have like family activities where you guys can do together to educate the kiddos with credit. Or if you have a kiddo that likes to venture off and do things on their own, we have private activities for them to learn credit on their own. And we give back to our youth. We send kids to college every year. We pay for them to get out of debt. We have so many programs for the kiddos and helping them be financially literate for their future. It's amazing. So if you're ready to make a change, if you're ready to take that step, if you're ready to have a better future for yourself, for your family, for your future family, which is my case, it's just me and my fiance right now. So it's our future family that we're preparing for. And like, if anyone knows me, they know that I like to prepare for the future, which in some cases can be a little tricky when you're doing things. But future tense is always what I'm looking for. And if you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're working, only advice I have is to just like stay positive. Stay positive, just have an open mindset. Situations may come to you that you never thought were for you, but if you went and just listened to whatever that information was, or if that thing that your friend was telling you about that you've been saying, oh, I want to take that step with you, but I don't want to hear the information. Just listen. You never know. All you're doing is listen. Take a couple time out your day and listen to that person, because you might have thought that it wasn't for you, but until you actually see what the information is, that's when you'll know if it's for you. And if you're an entrepreneur, just stick with it, be consistent, educate yourself, change your mindset, and change your vibes, your vibrations, your universe, like all that stuff, man. Like, if you're doing all of those things, then everything else will fall into place. Like, it will be so amazing that you won't even know that everything fell into place. You're going to wake up one morning and be like, dang, that just happened. Like, I've been working on that for like months. Like, I didn't even know that. I'm good now. Okay, great. Okay, now I can go to the next step, because you're doing everything you need to do. You're being consistent. You're following all the tricks, the trades, and you're taking those steps, but they're not just going to come to you. So you got to do the work. Got to be consistent and stay disciplined. I like to tell people that for like my weight loss journey, I've lost like 150 pounds so far.
Wow.
I was motivated at first, but motivation only gets you so far. And I learned that very quick in the weight loss journey, because discipline gets you further. So if you start off with discipline first, you will hit your goals, your achievements, your wants, your dreams, whatever, in no time. So stick with discipline over motivation in whatever you do, and it will come to you. So thanks so much, Jeremy, for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being on. Thank you for blessing us with your genius.
Yes, thank you. I want to just give it back to you one more time and just thank you again for, helping all of us other entrepreneurs and giving us a platform to join you and opportunity to share all of our gifts, right? Because that's what we have. We have gifts that God has blessed us with, and we need to share them with everybody, right?
Amen. Totally believe
Yes.
that. 100% believe that. So thank you again for just pouring into the audience. And to the audience, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I'll make sure I'll link to Ashley in the description boxes below. But we will see you guys on the next episode.
Awesome. Have a good one, guys.